So the man, he got really angry because he said this poor kid got kicked out of a spelling bee because when the judge asked him, hey, what kind of pronouns do you prefer, the kid laughed. And so they chucked him out of the spelling bee competition. I mean, come on. The kid laughed. Maybe you've asked me. Believe me, I'm from Western Kentucky in an elitist neighborhood. There's lots of different kinds of he, she, them, thou, whatever. You got the pronoun people. You got to worry about which pronouns. So you throw a few extra pronouns at them. Usually okay that way. Give a few extra pronouns and you don't got to worry about it. So it's covered that way. But so this kid, he was probably from more of a rural area or a cloistered environment. So when they asked him, hey, kid, what's your pronoun? The kid's like, he kind of laughed like, what? I'm a guy. Look, I'm a he. What do you say? I'm my pronoun, I don't even know what a pronoun is. I'm a good speller. I'm not that big into the, whatever you call the rhetoric or whatever you call when the syntax or whatever it's called. He. I'm a he. What are you, stupid? Look at me over here. I'm a he, the kid said. He started chucking it up. He started laughing a little bit, But so the judge kicked him out and said, hey, you know what? You're making people, you're violating our policy to make sure everybody feels safe. You can't violate our policy by making someone feel unsafe and uncomfortable by laughing at the idea that we would ask you what pronoun. You're being so vile. And the kid, they chucked him right out of the spelling bee. They wouldn't allow him to be in the spelling bee. And the kid, he gave this quote over, whatever you call it, Twitter or something. He says, on the way over to the stream area, the judge asked for our preferred pronouns. And he gave this lengthy little thing where he says, so due to the nerves and me being embarrassed because I could think of he, his, but I couldn't think of the third, which one was him, you know what I'm saying? So due to the nerves and the stress and the embarrassment of not being able to think of the third pronoun, he, his, him, I laughed. I did a little chuckle. And that's it. And I couldn't believe when I did my appeal, the judge, when I laughed, he said the judge, the snotty, bitchy judge, he says, okay, I just wanted to check to be safe. I go by they, them. So don't be a jerk about it. And the judge kicked the boy's ass out. The little boy, he had an appeal. And the guy saying, the little kid was like, wow, are you crazy? I mean, wait, wow. The kid was saying, I'm confused. What's going on? Why are you kicking me out? And the judge was like being over there, like wiping his nose and his eyes like he was so overwrought with emotion at somebody chuckling at the idea that you would ask him their pronouns, that he, whatever. He could almost not even contain himself when they didn't let the little boy participate in the spelling bee. A bunch of prick-ass they-thems, wouldn't let this little kid be in the spelling bee because he laughed. That's not too, whatever you'd say, that's not too dictatorial. It's not dictatorial. It's like so unforgiving. It's so rigid. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it has to be, you have to get right in that little boy's head and police him, police his thoughts, whatever. It's disgusting. If you think about it, the whole thing's kind of disgusting.